Good morning, everyone. Today we're back with 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and we're on day 22, and our sketch artist today is Caryn Adams Kidwell. This is a great sketch if you have a lot of scraps. I think I did manage to, everything I used I think was scraps except for this paper here maybe, and it was actually a Creative Memories paper, so it was like, you know, there's always a little bit narrow. Well, the old stuff was always a little bit narrower than 12, so I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's 12 by something. And I think this was a 8.5 by 11 paper. Oh no, it's bigger than that. Okay, so it was smaller though. Okay, so really was a scrap. Okay, so that's she's got, I think, 11 strips if I figure right. She's got 2 4x6 photos. She's got a title here in a circle, and down in the bottom strip she has journaling. I'm going to end up putting my embellishment here, so I'm going to put my title at the top. So, well, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm starting out with a white piece of paper, and this is my oldest granddaughter. She was born in 2005, or 2000, well, she was born in 2005. Where's my title? Okay, yeah, 2005. So she is gonna be 20 this year in November. So anyhow, she's the one who carried the Pooh Bear around, and I'm sure it's still in her room. And anyhow, her mom had sent this picture to her, and because she's thinking about, you know, getting her own place. And anyhow, her mom sent her this during the day, and she says, so she goes, just never forget where you came from. And she sent her this picture with her little pursed lips and her Pooh Bear shirt on. And she actually had a Pooh Bear shirt on at the same time that her mom sent her that. And so she did the lips and sent the picture. So I thought, yes, this had to be scrapbooked, of course. So I got both pictures. Like, this would have been 2006, but she was born in 2005, but it would have been when she was sitting up, so she would have been a little older. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to start at the top or at the bottom? I think at the top. Okay, so, and I thought I had 2 pieces of this, but it really doesn't matter, because in the sketch, her top piece is actually shorter and just on one side. So I'm gonna go with that, and it's also probably about 1.5 inches from the top. Oh, I made these 1 inch because that's what it looked like they were. So I'm thinking they're about 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna start this one here, but then this one that's over here, it actually looks a little crooked and is stuck right here. So I'm gonna do that as well. And I'm not gonna tape it down a whole lot, but I think I have this probably down about 1.5 inches. I think this probably about 1 inch, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna start it here. And I just left the strips the length that I cut them, and so I might have to cut the ends off a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one under here, kind of like this. Whoops, and I was almost stuck right there. I have really been enjoying these sketches. I don't know, maybe I say this every time. It's almost like, I think they're the best ones we've had. I love it. Okay, but I probably say that every time. Okay, so there's that. Now the next one is, I got this little butterfly paper, and which I think is really cute because a piece of it ends up by Winnie the Pooh. I have Winnie the Pooh here. And so a little piece ends up by him, and so it almost looks like the bees around him. Okay, so this one I'm gonna cut down just a little bit, maybe, I'm gonna guess about a ½ inch, or maybe an inch. Okay, I'm just gonna cut off this much and figure that's good. Because is this supposed to be, oh, it's supposed to be a little bit bigger. So I better look again. Okay, because I want this to be about here. So yeah, maybe just a ½ inch. I probably don't have to cut off too many things. Okay. Okay, and then this one. And I just brought all my colors from these things. So you got red, yellow, this like a dark periwinkle, purple, and pink. So those are my colors that I'm using. Because even after I got them laid out, I thought, boy, I've got colors that I don't think are here. And then it's like, no, they're here. I was paying close attention. Okay. Okay, that should be good there. And I think her strip might be a little bigger here, but that's okay, we're close. Okay, and then my next color is the purple. Okay, and that's up here. And I had to do 2 strips to get a long enough piece. Okay, and I'm kind of looking to see. So this one looks a little shorter because it's actually kind of hid behind the picture when, okay, and this, I'm just going to cut this here. And her strips aren't exactly centered, so I figure if I get a little off course, it's okay. Okay, now I've got this yellow. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut with the cutter again. I figure if I cut in the middle, you won't know if I didn't cut it straight, but I do want it to look straight on the edge. Okay, this might be a little, well, sometimes they're closer to the edge is good. And this is paper I think I used not too long ago. So one side is a diagonal gingham and the other side it's a regular gingham. And I love purple and yellow together. And yellow and blue, so I think that's what I've got coming up next. Okay, yeah, and then I got this blue. This is kind of an old paper too. So this paper, these are old. I think that one might be old. So some of them might be older than her. And I know some of you know what I mean. We've got lots of old papers that we still love today. Okay, and then I have pink, and I think it's this pink. Okay, so I'm going to cut that down. If you're wondering what all that noise is, it's hubby.
Sorry, mistress.
He acts like he doesn't know that I'm over here filming. And it happens almost every day. Okay. There, and now I've got red. And this one, when I found this scrap and I thought, oh, something about it kind of reminds me of Winnie the Pooh, because with kind of has a yellow dot in there, so I thought that's perfect. Oh, I was actually going to switch these two colors around and I failed. I guess it's still going to end up here. Okay, do I want to mix them around? I think I'll still leave this here, because I definitely want my butterfly picture or paper next. I was going to flip these two, but it's quite all right. Okay, and I'm just using a scrap or a small piece here. I'm going to put that up just a little bit higher, a little closer. Okay. And now for butterfly paper again. I don't know if one side looks like it should be up more than the other. You know, I think I'm going to cut this end off a little bit, because it's kind of bent. Guess what song that was? Okay, and then I have this one again. I'm gonna have to overlap it because I just had a small scrap. And it's probably not going to be in quite the best place for it, but this is where I want it, so this is where it's going to be. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do that. You know, hers probably looked a little more overlapped. I don't know, but they're not that too much overlapped. In fact, not overlapped at all, except for this one here. Okay. But I think I might overlap this one slightly. Okay, and I'm gonna have to trim off a little bit of this again. It's getting windy here. This is the cutest paper because it's just got a tiny yellow daisy on it. It's actually white daisy with a yellow center. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here because it's popped up. Okay, and I'm going to be using that in a minute, so I'll just leave it there. Okay. Okay. And then my pictures. So we got then and now. Whoa, almost had her upside down. Okay, I'm just gonna lay her here where I think she needs to be. And this one here. And there's just a little bit of a gap between them and her sketch. Okay, I think I'm going to bring him down here a little bit. Oh, well, I still better get my Pooh in here. Yep, because I'm going to put Pooh right where she has the title. Because my Pooh is pretty big. Okay. And I'm going to shoot for the middle. Oh, I think the sketch is over just a little bit. So I could do that. Maybe over about a 1/4 of an inch. And then start this one like an 1/8 of an inch further over. And I think that would work well. Okay. Now, yeah, I was supposed to have this up there, but I'd say it's too late, especially since I glued it. Okay, so this is where it's gonna be. You know, sometimes you get what you get. Okay, and then I have Winnie here, and I think I'm gonna put a couple strips of tape on him, and then I'm also gonna glue him after I make sure I've got my placement. I don't want to cover up his name too much, but I think that's probably good there. Yeah, because I don't have anything going on the other side of him, so that works. My grandkids would say, sometimes you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Okay, I'm gonna hold him down because I think he's kind of warped to kind of curve up a little bit. So I want to make sure he's down. Yeah, he kind of wants to pull up the paper. I'm gonna just kind of push him down a little bit there off the edge of the table. It's still doing it, but I'll just put a book on top of him if he doesn't cooperate. Okay, and then I have this is so cute, silly old bear, and I think she used to say that about him too, because sometimes he would end up, you know, someplace where he wasn't supposed to be, like he stayed at Disney and his parents came home. I mean, she came home and her parents came home. And then her aunt, my other daughter, she hunted and hunted to get that bear, because her bear was actually one with a pink pajama on. It was so cute. So she found the exact one. She still has it. One time she left it here and I had to mail it, and then I was kind of terrified mailing it. Okay, so I'm gonna do the silly old bear because I love that. Okay, and then I have this little bee, because you know how there's always a bee trying to get the honey, because Pooh took the honey. Okay. I think I'm going to put it here like it's flying over Pooh. Or I could put it here. Do I have enough room for... I've got the dates is what I'm going to put here. I could put that there. Have to decide. Okay, I think I'm going to put the bee here. Okay, and then I have this title. So I'm going to put this down And let's see. The other part of my title is going to be this here. It's going to say Pooh Forever. I think I'm going to put up here in the pink. So I can probably handle that well. If I take too long, you can just skip over it. Okay, so I'm going to put Pooh there. And I'm kind of curving the cardboard because it wants to like fan up. If that makes any sense. Wants to kind of curl a little bit, you know, too heavy to curl. Okay, so I'm going to put it up in here. Okay, and where's my tweezers? Here they are. So I'm just using a 4 for the forever because I thought that would be cute. And I don't think I've done that on a layout yet. So I thought that would be different. Okay. Pooh Forever. And then I have the little, oh, I've got the numbers. I forgot I got to do these two. Okay, so I'm just going to, I took the exclamation point and I'm going to use that for the little spacer. Do I want to put it down here or up here? Decisions, decisions. I think I'm going to put it right underneath the pictures, even though it's going to be on top of the butterflies. Okay. And I know she's had Pooh long, you know, she had Pooh. I think she got it at the hospital. You know, they used to get them out at the hospital. Her mom got this Pooh, this style, at the hospital when she was born. And I'm sure that Brenda probably got it there, unless Ange, her aunt, might have bought it, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I got the letters on. The camera stopped for a minute. And so I just left it off until I was done putting that on there. Okay, and then I've got these two little pink flowers that came with the little chipboard Pooh. All the characters actually came with it. I'm not sure where it's from. Probably that, what's it called? It's like, oh, I think it's EK Success. Oh, and a little bit of the flowers kind of pulled up, so I'm gonna glue that back down. Okay, and then the only thing I have left to do is the enamel dots. And I pulled out these ones that look like honey. They're kind of the same color as the shadowing on Pooh. And I think I'm going to use those because they do look like honey. I do have these ones that are just a shade darker. Do I like that better? Maybe I like that better. I think it looks closer to that color. So I'm going to use that. I said it doesn't look like the color of his honey, but it does look like real honey. Okay, so okay, I'm going to, I've got my phone is ringing. It's just making noise because I turned it down. Okay, I'll have to get it, call them back later. Okay. Oh, I definitely have to have some over here by the honey pot. And then I'm going to put some up by the title. Oh, maybe since I have it here, I'll put it on this side. So I kind of have it diagonal. Okay, I think that's good to go. So remember, down below there is a list that, or a link, I should say, that takes you to everybody who is doing YouTube videos. Another one that takes you to just the still shots. And if you're playing along and you haven't been posting them over there, go over there. Y'all just have to find this sketch, and down below it in the comment areas where you put your picture of your layout. And I hope to see you there. So have a wonderful and blessed day. I will have close-ups at the end, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Caryn, for this adorable, great way to use your scraps. Have a great day. Bye-bye.